Today on Judge Faith, this loan is tearing a family apart.
I feel so disrespected. It's really not about the $150. It's about respect.
I can't go to my sister's birthday party because of this. Because she didn't want me there.
Those are some really mean, cruel, biting comments to make to someone.
And later, he says they're trouble tenants.
When people stiff you for a whole month's rent, they stay in your house almost a half a month for free, they do damage to your house, and then they expect to get their $750 back on top of that?
But they say he's a lying landlord.
I have proof, a letter of reference and recommendation he gave us when we were moving out, that we always pay our rent on time.
Oh, may I see that,
Yes.
please?
Yes,
So,
they can
were you
rent and get out of my house.
Were you lying in this letter, or are you lying to me now?
Faith Jenkins. Her distinguished legal career began when she graduated first in her law school class. She quickly became a tough New York City prosecutor, and then a preeminent legal analyst on cable news. And now she's the judge in her own courtroom. Her cases are real, and her rulings are final. She is Judge Faith. Plaintiff Elise Newton is suing her nephew for the return of a $150 loan and expenses. She is accompanied in court today by her husband, Sharif Newton. Defendant Taekwon Seiler says his aunt's collection tactics are just too cruel.
Remain seated and come to order. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Faith Jenkins presiding. Your Honor, we have Newton versus Seiler.
Thank you, Barbara. Elise Newton?
Yes.
You were suing the defendant, Taekwon Seiler?
Yes.
Is that the correct pronunciation?
Yes.
For $464 for an unpaid loan and lost wages?
Right.
Okay, how do you know Mr. Seiler?
Taekwon is my nephew.
Okay.
And he's from my older brother, who we lost a few years ago. And he walked my mom down the aisle. We've been close all the way up until this point, after I tried to have him pay me back for the money that I loaned him.
Okay, and when did you loan him? Was it $150?
That's right.
Okay, tell me about how that happened.
A few months ago, he needed some money. He was down south, and he needed some money to get back up to New Jersey.
Where were you?
And my mom's.
Where down south?
Greensboro, North Carolina.
Okay.
And he really needed the money, and he's my nephew. I love him, and if I'm in a position to help family, I will. So that's what I did. I loaned him the money.
So how did the conversation come about?
He called me, I believe. It was either a call or a text message, and he let me know that he needed the money. So the way that I gave him the money was through a MoneyGram money transfer, and that was that, and that was fine.
Had he asked you for money before?
He's never asked me for money before.
So this was
no.
the first time?
Yes.
And do you work?
I do.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a teacher.
Okay, what grade do you teach?
3rd grade.
Okay. What about you, sir? Do you work?
Yes.
What do you do?
I'm a crane operator.
So you sent him the money via MoneyGram, and you don't disagree with this, right? You
No,
say it was a loan.
I don't disagree.
And when was that?
That was in February.
What was the agreement in terms of when you would pay her back the $150?
The agreement was when as soon as I returned, I'll give her the money. It was probably about a couple days later after I got back. Not too far, probably like a day or two.
We had a really bad winter in New Jersey, so every opportunity, in the beginning, every opportunity that there was for him to pay me back, there was a snowstorm. And I completely understood that he wouldn't have to pay me back and travel, because we're about 40 minutes apart, travel to give me the money. So that was fine with all of the snowstorms. But then the weather got better, and then come April, I asked him when he would pay me back, and he said Friday. And
so
that was
how many
fine.
months had gone by at that point?
About 2 months.
2 months. All right. And so what's going on here? Does the mail not work in your area?
Yes, the mail do work in my area. It's just that I made a lot of promises to my aunt that I was gonna give her the money, but it's just that the weather was so bad at the time. I wasn't driving. She was. So if she really needed the money, I took it as like she could have came and got it. But I made other alternatives to get the money to her. As
like
far
what,
as
for example?
Putting it into my uncle's wife bank account. She said no, she don't want to give her bank account number up.
Well, I mean, I don't blame her for that. I would not give my bank account number out to anyone. Go ahead.
So I told my aunt, you know, that's not going to work. I could MoneyGram a Western Union, but at the time I told her I could send her half. She rejected half. She wanted the whole thing. She said she won all of it. Well, I said, I don't have all of it. What do you want me to do? So I knew some type of rage in her at the time when I was like,
Some type of rage?
Yeah, that she wanted the whole 150. I told her I'd give her $75.
He didn't initially say that he was going to give me the 75. That was only after a few times it was just excuse after excuse. The first time when I asked him, when can you pay me back? That was sometime in April, and this is all through text messages. He said, I can do it on Friday. And then Friday came, it was Good Friday, and I asked him, he said, well, I'm working today, I can come tomorrow. Saturday came, I sent another text message, and it was just excuse after excuse, and then one of the last messages that he was actually offering to pay something back was the $75. By that point, I was already upset.
Who are you?
My husband.
Okay, do you have something you want to say?
Yeah.
Step over, please. What do you know about this?
He should just pay the back when he had the money for it. He came to the house and he was gonna pay, but he wound up not paying.
Didn't he show you money?
Yeah, he showed me money at the house because they had like a big blowout. So, you know.
Who had a big blowout?
Well, he came to the house.
Okay.
I thought he was coming just to make this right.
So why were you coming over to the house and showing money if you weren't paying her back?
He came just to tell me that he wasn't going to pay me back.
Okay.
I came to the house because I was getting like text messages, you know, talking real crazy. To me, it was crazy because I never heard my aunt talk like this.
Okay.
So I said, you know what? I was always making promises to go out there to talk to her because I was getting text messages 5, 8 a.m. in the morning. These times I'm supposed to be at work or, you know, caring for our kids.
But after he promised, like, he kept on saying, like, I'm gonna pay you back, then, you know, she got, like, tough. Like, yo, we ain't gonna give him the money.
I think I have a right to.
I made a bunch of promises because at the time I was working a temp job. So it was like, you know, one minute they said I was coming in, next minute they said I wasn't. One minute they say they paying me, next minute I was getting, you know, beat around. So I'm like, on her end, she took out a bunch of excuses. But on my end, it was rough for me. So, you know, at the end of the day, I did borrow the money.
Coming up on Judge Faith, some texts are better left unsaid.
You're an awful piece of blank for a father. Blank would be better off without you, and she will marry a loser, scumbag, deadbeat thief who steals from his own family just like you.
And later,
A couple months after we moved in, he texted Matt and asked us if we could move out. And we told him, Matt responded back, well, we just moved in 2 months ago. We can't move out. He offered to give us back our $750 security deposit plus the $500 extra if we could move out.
Plaintiff Elise Newton is suing her nephew for the return of a loan. Defendant Taekwon Seiler says his aunt wouldn't work with him.
Tell me about going over to her house, telling her to her face you're not going to pay her back, and what was that about?
I went over to her house because of the text message that she was sending me. She was involved with my father, she was involved with my daughter.
What was she saying?
And in a nutshell, you know, she's saying my daughter's gonna grow up to be a worthless piece of this and, you know, little curse words and stuff. Marry a deadbeat. She's gonna marry a deadbeat. I'm a dirty thief. I steal from my family.
You need to be an example for
it
her.
wasn't no example.
And
There's
by you
no
doing
example in
this,
this.
is the life that she's going to have.
There's no example. It said that she is going to be.
Is that what you said, ma'am?
I can look back at my text messages, but I can tell you what I said, and I think he's twisting my words. I'm saying
Let's take a look at the text message. You submitted some to court. Let me take a look at it. Okay, you're an awful piece of blank for a father. Blank would be better off without you, and she will marry a loser, scumbag, deadbeat thief who steals from his own family just like you.
And I'm saying that as this is the example he's leading for his daughter. And yes, I was really upset.
Or maybe she'll wind up being just like you, a thief who steals from family. People like you get nowhere in life. I actually feel sorry for you. That's pretty mean.
Yes, but he said some mean things also. He insulted my husband.
This is a son of your brother, right? This is your nephew?
That's right.
And all of this is being said over $150?
For me, it's more than $150. It's me. I helped my nephew. I love him. Why wouldn't I help him? If I'm in a position to help family, I will. And then it was like, I feel so disrespected. It's really not about the $150. It's about respect.
I wouldn't say those things to my worst enemy, no less the son of my brother. Those are some really mean, cruel, biting comments to make to someone. I mean, this is more than just being upset. Like, you are really trying to hit someone where it hurts, bringing his child and his daughter.
I do have a way with my
that.
words. I do. I admit that fully. I'm not going to say that what I said wasn't mean because
But why are you so angry?
I'm angry because I was disrespected by him after I helped him out in a bind.
How old are you?
26.
26 years old. I mean, how do you're a third grade teacher.
Right.
And I mean, my sister's my sister's a school teacher as well. She teaches third grade too, and there's something special about teachers and how they are able to relate to kids, and that's a job where I think in order for you to do it, you're just a person who is full of love, and you are someone who can do a great job of teaching kids and young people about self-esteem. I'm just surprised that that's coming from a teacher. I think you owe him an apology, and obviously you weren't right, you weren't great in what you did either, because you should have just paid the money back. You see how upset she is. This is something that the two of you are going to have to work out when you go back to New Jersey, and I hope that the two of you can. Do you have anything you want to say to each other before we adjourn?
I'd love to sit down and talk. I don't know when you're going home, but we can do that so things can be the way they were. I'm sorry for what I said. I'm sorry that I hurt you, but I was hurt too, and I want to talk. I think we need to talk.
What do you have to say,
We're
sir?
family.
Just haven't seen my aunt so long because of this. I couldn't go to my sister's birthday party because of this. Because she didn't want me there. Over $150.
No, you could have went.
We still family. You still my aunt, and I still love you. It's just over $150. I see that she didn't got this far. Now over $150. And at the time, you knew I was working a temp job.
You can't take advantage of people, Taekwon, and that's what I feel like I
had a temporary job.
I was taken advantage of.
Wasn't paying much at all. I didn't have the help support family like you did. I don't have that.
But if you say you're gonna do it, then do it. If you had said those things before, we probably wouldn't be here today.
You need to learn how to listen for once and just hear what he's trying to say, okay? Because he's over there sharing what's inside of him, and you just need to try to listen for once, okay? My judgment in this case is for the plaintiff. Sir, I'm ordering you to pay her back $150, the loan that you admit you received from her, in addition to the MoneyGram fee, $24. Judgment for the plaintiff.
Plaintiffs Michelle Tuntariana and Matthew Bell are suing their former landlord for the return of their $750 security deposit. Defendant Jay Woodard says they didn't give notice and is countersuing for $1,930 in unpaid rent and damages.
Matthew Bell.
Yes.
And Michelle, can you pronounce your last name for me?
Tuntariana.
Okay. You were suing the defendant, Jay Woodard, for $750 for your security deposit?
Yes.
And you were countersuing, sir, for $1,930 for damages you say they caused to your property?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what kind of property is this?
It's a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, pool, about 1,600 square foot house.
Okay, and when did you move in?
March 1st of 2013.
Did you sign a lease?
Yes, we did.
May I see that, please? What was the agreed upon rent?
$1,450.
$1,450 a month? And did they also give you a security deposit?
Yes, ma'am.
And how much was
$750.
that security deposit?
$750.
Okay. How long did you live there?
About a year and a month.
Okay, and tell me about what it was like to live there. How was the defendant as a landlord?
Jay was a very good landlord.
Okay.
I helped him trim the palm trees. I cleaned up the front yard for him, weeds. I even fixed his AC unit, cleaned all the coils for him.
A couple months after we moved in, he texted Matt and asked us if we could move out. And Matt responded back, well, we just moved in 2 months ago. We can't move out. He offered to give us back our $750 security deposit plus the $500 extra if we could move out.
Next on Judge Faith, charges for early departure.
They were still liable for May's rent. Then they lived in the house for free for 10 days.
You're not answering my question.
No, I am answering your question.
No, you're not.
Plaintiffs Matthew Bell and Michelle Tuntariana are suing their former landlord for their security deposit. Defendant Jay Woodard says they owe him.
2 months after they move in and they sign a 1-year lease, you ask them to move out. Why is that?
Because I was always worried that they wouldn't be able to pay the rent, which I got stiffed for at the very end. And if he would have took the amount of money I was going to give him, it would have doubled his salary in the whole year.
Well, sir, they were only living there for 2 months. Had they paid the rent for 2 months?
Yes, but it was always late.
That's a lie.
Okay.
That is a lie.
And
We
so
pay the
for
rent
2
every
months, for 2 months, you say that they were late on their rent, so you wanted them.
In the contract, it says it's supposed to pay on the 28th, and they pay it on the 5th every month.
That's a lie.
What proof do
That
you
is
have
not
of
a lie.
that?
They pay
That
it on
is
the
a
5th.
lie.
That is a lie.
Show me the documents where you just gave me a
Sir,
rent before
excuse
a month.
me. Please don't speak to them. I'm asking you a question and stop interrupting, okay? You don't mention in your answer that you went to them 2 months after they moved in and asked them to move out because they were being late on their rent. So this is the first time I'm hearing about that, and you say that that's not true?
It is. I have proof, a letter of reference and recommendation he gave us when we were moving out, that we always pay our rent on time.
Oh, may I see that,
Yes.
please?
But that has nothing to do with the fact of why I offered to pay them to move out.
Well, sir, you just told me that they were always
were
late
always
on
late
their
on their
rent.
rent.
So I just want to see the letter that you wrote. You wrote this letter on their behalf.
Yes, because Matthew actually asked me to write
You
a letter.
said they
for
were
him.
great tenants and they always kept the house neat and clean and were considerate of their neighbors and paid their rent on time. These were your words.
Yes,
So,
so they
were
can
you
rent and get out
lying?
of my house.
Were you lying in this letter, or are you lying to me now?
No, I was lying in that letter so they would move out of my house.
Okay. So you're telling me you lie when it's convenient for you?
No, ma'am, they're lying.
No, we're not.
Ask
That
them to
was
show
your
you
own writing.
documents
That was
of
your
when
own
the check
writing.
was
That's your
when
own
the checks
writing,
were
yes.
on time.
Okay, let's go to the next issue, sir. Why are you keeping their $750 security deposit?
Well, first of all, I'm appalled that we're even here right now when people stiff you for a whole month's rent. They stay in your house almost a half a month for free. They do damage to your house, and then they expect to get their $750 back on top of that. Who do these people think they are? You can't have both.
You're ridiculous. Ridiculous.
How long did you live in the house?
1 year.
So you
And-
lived in the house the term of this lease?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, you moved out at the end of the lease?
No, it was
No,
actually
like-
several months past it.
No, we moved out May 10th on
May
Mother's
10th,
Day
yes.
of this year.
So this lease ended on March 1st, 2014?
Yes,
You
correct.
continued to live there?
Yes.
And at that point, it turned into a month-to-month
Yes.
lease by
Lease.
default?
Yes.
Okay, so what happens? What are the circumstances of why they ended up moving out in May?
I was kind enough to let them know because they have children that in June, the place I was renting was expiring and I wanted to move back in my house. So I gave them 60
Okay,
days
so not that you were
notice.
kind enough, you are required by law to give them notice if you want
30
them
days.
to move. Okay.
I'm required 30 days. I gave them 60 days because they have children and they want to stay in the same school district.
Okay.
So I was going on my way to be nice to them. I told them to be out of the house by end of May. We also talked about it would help both of us if they were out by the 15th. They'd only have to pay half the month's rent, and I would give them their deposit back, and the contract would be void.
That's
Okay,
not
so
right.
you wanted them out by the end of May.
Correct, ma'am.
And you gave them sufficient notice of that, but you told them if they were out by May 15th, what would happen?
If they were out by May 15th and only paid half the month's rent, I would give them their deposit back.
Not true.
Yes, it is true.
And now, Judge Faith rules.
Why would you not give them their deposit back? You can't keep their deposit unless there is a legal reason for you to do so.
Exactly.
What legal reason did you have at that point? They hadn't moved out yet.
The fact that they never gave me notice when they were going to move, and we were talking about them
Sir,
moving
you
the
just
15th.
That's
told
not
me
true.
you asked them to move
At the end of
and you
May.
gave them 60 days notice to move out.
Exactly, at the end of May. They're still liable for May's rent, which they never paid. And then they stayed in my house for 10 days extra for free.
Because that's
What day did they move out, sir?
What's that?
What day did they move out?
Sunday night, it was the 10th.
May 10th.
Yes.
Why are you saying they didn't give you sufficient notice that they were moving out when you just told me you gave them 60 days notice that you wanted them to leave?
Because they were still liable for May's rent. Then they lived in the house for free for 10 days.
You're not answering my question.
No, I am answering your question.
No, you're not.
Yes, their lease.
Perhaps you don't understand, so I'll repeat myself again. Okay?
What part don't you understand? If I tell them their contract is
You know
up
what?
May 29th,
I tell you what, I have zero time for you and your attitude. Your counterclaim is dismissed. Judgment for the plaintiffs in the amount of $750. If you can't respect me, you have to have
If you or someone you know has a dispute, don't take the law into your own hands. Let Judge Faith rule on it for you. To submit your case, go to judgefaith.com and tell us your story. See you in court.